Yeah, well,
I just had a question on 59. So, since it's 10, but it's a negative, that's why it's flipped.
it's going to be flipped. So everyone look at 59. So tangent, well, that guy's usually at negative pi over 2. So I'll put one here. I'll make sure to label it negative pi over 2. And we have a vertical asymptote at pi over 2. Normally, tangent's going to go up, just like this. However, I said the only time I care about the amplitude is if it's negative. Since it's negative, it's going to flip. It's going to flip, and it's almost going to look just like cotangent. So that one's going to look like that. That is why it's going what looks like the wrong direction, because that negative sign flips it. That's a good one to ask, because we didn't do that in class, so that you had to kind of extrapolate that information. Other questions from the homework? Yeah.
For one, like number 53, where it has a phase shift, you don't actually have to move it over. That is kind of accounted for when you find the asymptotes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you look at your asymptotes right now, are they not shifted to the left?
Right. Yeah, they are.
Yes. So that is handling your shift, and it's handling your period all at once. Okay. All right. So you could, on that one, actually just shift over pi over 4, and it would work that way. But the method I taught you yesterday handles all of it at once. Okay. Yeah. But yes, you are absolutely correct. Other questions? Oh, yeah, Pablo.
I'm still a little bit confused how you find the period for 53 or something.
Okay,
like that.
53. Remember, for tangent and cotangent, our period is going to equal, normally we've been doing 2 pi over b. But tangent and cotangent are different. That is pi over b. So I have to take that value that's right in front of the x, right, which is 1. So that would just be pi over 1, which is just pi. So if there's no number in front of x, it's just always going to be pi, because there's 1 actually chilling out there. We just can't see it. Does that make sense? And I forgot who came in. I had 2 people came in yesterday and said, the book's all wrong on their periods, because they got every period wrong. And then I just reminded them that it's pi over b, and they're like, oh yeah. So you have to remember that. Yes?
And can you go over the period for 63?
Sure. For 63. So we need to pull this 2 out front, right? Here's the cool thing about cotangent and stuff. We just need to pull this 2 out to get the period. But to get my shifts left and right, I can just do this. I can say 2x minus pi over 2 equals 0, and 2x minus pi over 2 equals pi. And the good thing about that is I actually don't have to figure out what this value is going to be when I pull it out. I do for sine and cosine, because I have to know if it's getting shifted left or right. So I just know there's going to be a 2 out front of here. So the period is going to be pi over that b value. Well, that b value is 2 if I pull it out. So it's just pi over 2. You could have rewritten this, and that would have been cotangent of 2 times x minus pi over 4. Would have been how you'd rewrite it. But the cool thing about tangent and cotangent is we don't have to rewrite it, because I don't need to know if it goes left or right. I don't need to know. We really don't need to know the period unless I ask you for the period, because this takes care of the period and the phase shift all at once. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Hope I didn't get too far enough on a tangent. You just said, I just want to know the 2, man. Why are you saying so much stuff? All right, other questions? How was it? I mean, it's brand new. Did it go okay? Are people really frustrated and tearing up their math books and quitting math and becoming English majors yet? No? All right. Okay, so hopefully it wasn't that bad. Today is kind of a pause day. All right? The sheets that you got today are going to be done in class, and whatever you don't get done will be homework. The caveat to these 2 sheets, you need to work with at least one other person on it. All right, you can work upwards of 4 people, but you need to work with at least one person. If I see just one person working all by themselves, I'm going to pick your groups for you. All right, I'm giving the option to pick who you want to work with, however many people you want to work with, up to 4 people. But as soon as there's one person not working with anyone, then I'm going to pick your groups for you. Also, if there's a group that's just talking and not getting any work done, I'll pick all the groups for you also. All right, so within 5 minutes, we're going to decide if I'm going to pick groups or you can pick groups. All right, you can move stuff around, chairs around and stuff. Make sure you put them back.